Okay, welcome to the Arizona WordPress Meetup group. We're just going to get started in one. Yeah, let's do a round of applause for the Arizona WordPress Meetup. We'll be starting with Matt Medeiros in just one moment. Matt Medeiros is the founder of Slocum Studios, the founder of Conductor plugin, and also the host of the Matt Report. This is like the worst part. I have anxiety about doing Google Hangout on air. I tell you this because I want you to feel sorry for me just a little bit right now. But I really I was thinking about this since last night that this better work.
So this is all broadcast right now, correct? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I copy that URL? We did twice in 2 different ways.
Can she close it for a second?
Well, she can stop the broadcast, but that's not going to fix it.
No. I think it'll be okay in a moment.
But make sure your lipstick's on proper and everything.
Yeah. I need you to invite me. I did. Did you all not see me invite him?
Yes, we saw you invite him.
Patience.
I don't even know if this is the right thing. No, that's the lower third. Where is the, oh, okay, this is very discombobulating.
Yeah, right there. Invite people.
What's the quiet invitation? Learn more about the quiet invitation. I can't go sideways. Oh, no, don't.
Okay, add people. Go away, quiet invitation. That's Val.
Invitation posted.
He's watching me. Great. Yay. I hate this. I really hate this. Okay. All right. Matt, you got it now? We just invited you again. You need a link?
He's probably sitting there watching it.
He is. He's laughing at us.
Is that screen up there different than the one on your computer?
Yes.
Yeah, the one on my computer is my email. I don't know if that link will work, but I just copied the link. Cross your fingers. If he's not signed in as
Email him again.
Matt. Yay! Thank God. Okay.
I was
So-
watching that whole thing going down too.
Thank you. I know it's amusing. Did you hear the part where I expressed my anxiety about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard the name calling and everything. It was great.
All right, I'm going to turn it. I've already introduced you like twice.
Just click on his face.
I'm clicking
All right.
on. Okay, you're in charge.
Okay.
Down.
All right. Awesome. Hey, everybody in Arizona. Thanks for having me. It's going to be an awesome time. I got a lot to cover. I am going to move a little fast so I can hear you. I can hear you all. So if you just scream something out and you want me to stop or slow down or answer a question, happy to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So my name is Matt Medeiros. I run a WordPress podcast called The Matt Report. I run a digital agency called Slocum Studio. We do some WordPress themes, but primarily we're starting to launch this new product called Conductor. And you can check out more of that at conductorplugin.com. And of course, fingers crossed, today's the first day I started working on a new demo server. So I hope it doesn't crash on me during this presentation. Conductor is actually comprised of 3 different products. It's Symfony Starter Theme, which you can get for free at wordpress.org/themes/symphony. And it's sort of just a great starter theme, has all the options in the customizer, and I'll show you some of that. And then a companion plugin called Note. The Note version that I'm going to show you today is actually in beta but still it's going to be free. It will still be included within Conductor when it's out. It'll still be included at wordpress.org/plugins/note. And what this is a front-end editor for text and content. So I'll show you that. The slide presentation, for those of you not familiar with Conductor, this is the slide presentation that I used when I was actually building Conductor. So before I actually put Conductor out for sale and available to the public, this is the pitch deck that I used to, if folks are in the audience that are into building their own plugins or themes or their own products digitally, this is the pitch deck that I used to pitch the idea to other folks when we had our sort of MVP version, and I used this to kind of explain the product. So I'm just going to fly through this. I'll kind of skip some of the stuff that's not relevant. So Conductor plugin, it's simplifying content display for WordPress. So it makes it, we're a little bit different. A lot of folks bundle us into page builders, and that's cool because page builders is an awesome keyword for us. It brings a lot of traffic. But what we're all about is taking that content or that data within WordPress and helping folks display it in the theme without having to write any lines of code. So we make it easy to select and display your WordPress content. On the right-hand side, if you can see it in the audience, it's just a little animated GIF of the widget in action. And we're WordPress customizer compatible. So I'm sure I'd ask for a show of hands, but I can't see you. I'm sure that many of you all know that WordPress.org is requiring WordPress themes to have all their options in the customizer now. And we started to do this back in September of last year. What we're able to do with this is create different layouts for different pages, different posts and archive pages. And we built it starting with our own client work. So we do a lot of work with travel sites, with local newspapers and magazines. And one of them is Cambridge.com. And down in here, you'll see, this is just a screenshot example. They're using it to display different versions of content. And then another portfolio client of ours is a website called Tour Azores, and they're a travel agency. So their sales team is always using it to collect and display their different promotional packages that they have for tours to the Azores. So who is this for? Again, this is a very old slide deck, but back then I was really hoping for it to be for developers, agencies, and implementers. That was back in September 2014. It was, so far, our client base has been more developers and a few agencies. And I'm really hoping to increase adoption through agencies or to agencies. So what we're doing on the left-hand side is your typical WordPress blog roll layout of content. So content categories or your typical blog roll. We're really hoping that people can use content and structure more engaging layouts with their content. And as we go along, probably won't get to it in this presentation, but we have various layouts that are coming out that can make your content displays a little bit better. So we're saving time on complex development projects. So one of the great things a lot of people use our plugin for is displaying custom fields with custom post types. So we were building a lot of directory sites for folks that had like business location, type of business, address, and it was all stored in custom fields. Our widget will help, our plugin will help display that on the front end, so you don't have to write any of the code. Easily display that content beyond pages and posts, sort of what I was just saying. And for developers in the audience, we have over 100 hooks, which means we're developer friendly, and we have well-documented code. And again, you can check out our stuff that's available on WordPress.org if you don't believe me. So we're also theme independent and data portable, right? So because we are a plugin, we're not tied to any theme, which means we'll work with generally any theme that's well coded sort of to WordPress standards. And choices that won't scare your client. A lot of the stuff that we've built were so that we could hand it over to our clients. So there's a lot of page builder options out on the market. And a lot of them are great, and you can do a ton of things, and there's a ton of options, but those tons of options also scare a lot of our clients. And we also don't want them breaking layouts and responsive displays and things like that if they have that kind of control. So our stuff is just focused on the content. And when I do a demo, you'll see we give very few options to displaying that content so you don't break it. Small, medium, and large is what you'll see. So for agencies, this is great. Whoops. So for agencies, this is great because you can increase your profits. It's faster to build these types of pages or types of websites using Conductor. And developers can save a boatload of time without having to code everything from scratch. And implementers can look like rock stars. You can really build some really cool sites using Conductor. So we're hoping it's a simple solution to a more complex problem. And when we built this product, before we launched it out to the world, some folks in the audience might know these folks here: Brian Castle, Carrie Dills, Tom McFarlane, Nathan Hangen, Bob Dunn, and Mario Peshev. They were our sort of board members that helped us sort of craft the product and give us advice along the way. So I will hop into a demo unless I hear somebody screaming that they have any questions for me.
So far?
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so this is just a demo site. Like I said, fingers crossed, I just built this today. This is using Conductor and Note in our Symphony theme. So I'm already logged in. I'm in the customizer. And I am going to hop over to the blog page. So this is just a standard blog. We're not doing anything with Conductor right here at the moment. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna go to team page first. So sorry, let me go to the team page. And it logged me out. I'm not gonna use the demo account. I'm just gonna go straight. I'm using Ninja Demo if anybody is familiar with that.
What are you using?
Ninja Demo. It's made by the Ninja Forms folks. So I'm going to go to the team page, and I am going to conduct this page. Now, again, everything is in the customizer, and because these are widgets, it's still accessible in the regular WordPress dashboard, right? So here we have this page here, and this is a team page. This is what I'm calling the team page. Right here are two custom post types. Scott Souza, our lead developer, and me. And these are just two custom post types that link to these team pages. So I'm going to go ahead and edit that. And it might be hard for you folks to see, but I'll zoom in right here. So with all of our widgets in the customizer, we have these little edit buttons that when you hover over them, it just brings you directly to the widget in the customizer, which is over here. I'll zoom in so you folks can see that. So this is the Conductor widget, which is displaying the output of these custom post types. And there's only two, even though I'm saying show 10. I'm showing many team pages. That's what the name of this custom post type is. I only have two. But I could do things like order by, date, ID, slug, random, all that fun stuff. I can order by ascending, descending. I can show as many as I want per page, that kind of thing. But I'm going to zoom out. You're going to do display settings. This is where the magic sort of starts to happen. Right now, they're displayed medium, so it's 50-50. But if I went to large will go full width. Just give that a second. So when we go large, it takes up 100% of the screen. Or if we went down to small, it's doing 25%. So if we had 4, it would be 4 all the way across. Then down here, what I've done is I've hidden some of the meta fields that WordPress normally spits out. Let me switch that back to medium. So you see here that the ones that are highlighted are featured image and title, which are our featured images and our titles. And we have our custom fields right down here: title, favorite plugin, and location. I've hidden the author byline, the content, and the continue reading. But if I were to just click these to display them, that would display our author byline posted by author, and our content or our excerpt if we have one, and then a continue reading button. So if we did things like, you know what, I want to change the label of my continue reading button, I could say read more. Just save that. And if I wanted to change the title of my custom field from title to position, I could save that. And then if I said, well, you know, I'd really rather have that read more below the custom fields, that's no problem. I can just drag that below that, and that'll just drop in the read more link right down here. And then we can still have the rest of our stuff here. But normally when folks are building, or especially us when we were doing a lot of agency work, we were hiding some of this stuff, right? We were just using custom post types and custom fields for directory stuff for our clients. So they didn't really need any of that WordPress metadata, but if they wanted to, they didn't have to really scratch their heads too much. They could just come in here and say either show or move it around, that kind of thing. They didn't have to call us up to recode any of these sites. And because these are all stored in widgets, at any point, you could drop in another conductor widget, and this is where we get to modular content and modular displays. If I wanted to show many posts from, let's say, the sports category, these are all my sports posts. And then I can do the same thing. I can just say, okay, I really want this to be small display. And this will be my sort of sports section of my homepage. Remember, we do a lot with publishers, content publishers. So there's a lot of folks that have business news, sports news, weather news, and their editorial team wants to be able to go in and move things around. So when they say, oh, it's like the sports is breaking news, they could literally drag their sports column to the top of their website or web page, and now it's at the top, and they could quickly say, because this is breaking news, they could say, okay, it's breaking news, so let's make it large. Let's give it the full real estate that we can possibly do, and now they can really sort of shape their news as it happens. It was a very modular approach, and it's really how we got into turning this into a product, because our customers were using it, and they kept requesting new features, and more customers were coming on saying, hey, this is some great stuff. Adding custom fields, like we saw before in the other widget, is very easy. I don't have any other custom fields other than these, but let me take out location, and that'll just remove location from the display on the right-hand side. So my location is gone. All I have to do is type in location, and it'll find any of your registered custom fields. Make sure you can see that. I'll just start typing in the custom field, add it in, and then that'll drop in the location field. In this case, it shows Boston, Mass, and I can change the label to, or I can just say city. Oops, city. And just go like that and rearrange our custom fields. So that allows folks to build groups of data or groups of content. And then with our note plugin, we started to develop this note widget, which is this section right here. So this is a front-end editable text region. So, oops. So I can do something like content with conductor. And it's got all of the typical sort of formatting that you'd expect from the content editor in the background, so in the back end. So you could pick from your different heading styles. You can bold, italicize. You could link it to other content in your site. You could drop in images like I've done here, and you can sort of align those images as well, or pick from your media gallery and insert other images as well. So Note allows us to sort of write headlines or add context to the content that we're displaying. So we were finding that a lot of folks were asking about, hey, if we want to write a new headline or we want to write a promotional excerpt for something with our content, how can we do that without having to like promote another post to the page? And that's sort of where Note was born. And I can show you in the Note Playground page. So these are a bunch of different note widgets right here, and there's 3. So we have this note widget right here. If we hit the edit content button, it sort of just highlights where it is on the page. And that's sort of what I just showed you before. So it's just text with an image. This note widget down here, if we edit this one, and I'll zoom in, we can select from different columns. So this is just pre-formatted columns. And I could switch this to, say, a 4-column layout. Zoom back out so we can see that change. Now we have 4 columns, and we could just say, type here and select that text and change that and add more text. Down below, we have pre-formatted layouts, media left and content on the right. So basically we have an area to add an image or other media, and then type in text on the right-hand side. So your sort of standard call to action, add display, highlight featured image with, learn more about us, that kind of pre-formatted layout, but in a widget. You can do the same thing. You can add rows like we can do with the columns up above. So if we add rows, you'll just see these are the placeholder areas. You just simply just click here and say, hey, let me just pull something from my media gallery. We all know who this guy is. And then continue down the line. So it just gives you some quick flexibility to sort of build these layouts within the site. Now, going back to Conductor, sort of jumped around a bit, so I apologize. So Conductor layouts, right now we have just a handful of your standard layouts, right? So full width, which is what we're looking at right here. Content sidebar, which if I just going to go ahead and reload that. So content sidebar, we'll do your standard stuff, right? So content on the left, sidebar on the right. So this was also important to us because when they were saying, all right, hey, like we launched our site, and when they launched it, they thought that they didn't need a sidebar on the homepage, or they outlined their content and they were like, yeah, this is perfect. And then all of a sudden, somebody from the marketing department said, hey, we really want this call to action on the page. Where can we stick it? And then eventually somebody said, where's the sidebar? I thought all WordPress sites had sidebars. So it was very important for us to say, to take the approach that we did using widgets and sidebars, because they can change this layout on the fly, and it will retain the content on the left-hand side, because again, we are using widgets, which means that it'll also transfer it to another theme. So if a theme is well coded and it calls sidebars and widgets like a normal theme does, fingers crossed that when you switch a theme, it'll also take it over there. But the idea was, hey, anybody can build any kind of website with widgets using Conductor and Conductor layouts. And then more recently, let me just save this so it doesn't freeze up. And then more recently, what we've introduced to the Note 1.2 beta, because folks were saying, hey, that's great, but we want to be able to add Conductor to pages that we've already created content with. So a lot of folks have created a home page, using the page home in the back end of their WordPress website. Kind of clumsy to follow along with that, but a lot of folks have crafted their homepage content using an actual page, and they've just promoted it to the front. So they were saying, how can we add our blog posts, our recent news, or our services that are in custom post types to pages? So as I hover over these areas above, it's before content is the hook and after content is the hook for developers out there. You'll start to see the little add sidebar toolbar show up. And when we click that, it's going to ask us, do we want to add a sidebar here? We'll hit yes. And I'll zoom in again. So you can kind of see this gray dotted outline kind of represents where our sidebar will be. Then we hover over the edit button. A little quick toolbar pops up. And basically what this is saying is you can add a widget right here. You can add a note widget, or you could add a Conductor widget, or you could delete it. But these three actions are available. So widget, note, and Conductor. I'll zoom back out. So we'll do something like conductor. It'll automatically drop in a conductor widget, pull it up in the sidebar here on the left-hand side. And then we can do the same thing that we were sort of playing with before. We can say many posts and do 4 and do the same kind of thing where we say small and do the typical either cleanup. I can switch this to excerpt if I wanted to. I don't know if any of these have excerpt. Probably not. No. So I'll just hide that. Right, so what we're doing is we're retaining the content of any kind of page, but then we're just quickly adding a sidebar to the bottom of it or above it, wherever you add it in. And if you're a developer, you can hook into this and make that action available anywhere you want. So if you're a theme developer and you want to be able to add these different points where people can click in note widgets or conductor widgets, you can certainly do that. So we'll just add a note widget in just for example's sake. And just drag it above if WordPress wants to work. There it is. And just do something like this. And it inherits, all of our stuff is inheriting styles from the theme. So for example, this is the symphony theme. And if you did something in our theme, if you go to backgrounds and colors, body, whoops, that's the major background. Content, headings. So what did I pick? I picked an H3, I believe, H3. And here, if we have an H3, we can switch the font in our theme. So that'll absorb any of the styles dictated by the theme. So if you want to style these, you can either let the theme dictate the style, because that's how we've always liked to build our projects with our client stuff. Let the theme dictate the styling and let the plugins do the functionality part. And then that extra 20% of us styling, we would go in and sort of write in our own CSS. And all of our widgets have a CSS class field that you can just drop in if you want to write your own pre-made classes for them. So I know I kind of went super fast, but that's Conductor in a nutshell. It's all about promoting content, displaying content. We work with WooCommerce. We have a Genesis add-on, and we're building more add-ons. Right now, we're building stuff for like Easy Digital Downloads and Exchange e-commerce platform. And then we'll be moving to like displaying your Gravity form submissions and your Ninja form submissions and stuff like that. Because again, we're an agency as well, so we're doing this stuff for clients, and we're sort of bottling it up and turning it into a plugin along the way.
Good stuff.
So questions for Matt?
How much?
How much, Matt? Give us that pitch.
Yeah, so it starts off at $49, and the developer pack, which is unlimited for life, is $399 right now, and that's unlimited everything, unlimited add-ons, unlimited installs, and that is the lifetime license.
Other questions? I have a question.
Sure.
So you demonstrated how you can incorporate custom fields into the content display.
Yep.
To me, that sounds like a real time saver in terms of not having to create custom templates for my custom post types. Am I right in thinking that?
That is correct. So if we look at the team page, so for example, I'll click on this custom post type just so I can go in and edit it. Actually, I'm sorry. Actually, yes, edit post. I probably have to get out of the customizer. So the custom fields that I was pulling in the front are right here associated with this, this custom post type called team. So location, job, and favorite plugin. That's what I was pulling in on the front end with Conductor. And I was creating all that with the pods framework as an example, but it'll work with any custom field or custom post type. So Conductor will find those custom post types and custom fields and just give those as options to you on the front end.
So can you also then control the detail page, so that page about that, you know, when you actually click through from the main team page to your bio, can you control that with the Conductor plugin?
We are, so you can conduct that page and you can display stuff there, but I think what you're saying is, can we also display those custom fields on that single post? We are moving to that next. The stuff that I was showing you with Note, where you can just drop in a widget onto that page, we are going to do that for single posts with custom fields. So basically how it works right now is if you're building an overall archive page like this page, so we're able to display those custom fields from those custom post types on like an overall archive page like this. But when you go into that page, the single post, you still would have to be able to display those custom fields on this page. But the stuff that we're getting to next, with the Note stuff, being able to edit and drop stuff onto a page, that's exactly where we're headed with it.
Okay. What other questions do you guys have about how to use Conductor?
Can I ask a question? Like, so with like a pure e-commerce site, you can build the number of, like, the width of the columns, then the rows, and all of that. And I see, like, you have the pictures and the bios, and can you actually put like products in each one of those and build the entire, with the shopping cart and all of that attached to each one of those as well?
Yeah. So let me just see.
Obviously, yeah.
Let me just
That's
see.
kind of where.
Yeah.
What are the products?
I just installed this today, and I probably didn't install the test stuff. But so because WooCommerce is a custom post type, or registers a custom post type as products, and we built an add-on. The only thing that we build these add-ons because we have to know how each plugin registers their custom fields. So we pull in like price, shipping, add to cart button, availability. So you would build it. You could build shopping pages the same way that I built this team page. So instead of pulling in team pages, you would pull in WooCommerce products, and then pull in whichever fields you want to display here. Like I said, price, shipping, add to cart button. So you could build your own custom pages of items with WooCommerce.
With any theme at all, right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as so the only stuff that we run into is if sometimes if themes aren't properly running the WordPress loop, or they're injecting something crazy that we've never seen before. But it works with Genesis. We have a Genesis add-on specifically for Genesis styling. Many of the themes that we've come across, there's only been just a handful of like themes that we've never heard of that people got from ThemeForest that we haven't seen work properly. And when it doesn't work properly, it's really just a styling thing. So there might be some padding missing or something like that. So depending on what kind of project you're working on, this could save you both, a bunch of time to build unique landing pages for your client, and then all you have to do is go in and clean up some of the CSS.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
Is it going to work with Rainmaker?
So Rainmaker is a separate platform. Do you have any idea if you are going to be integrating with Rainmaker in the future?
That's an awesome question. I haven't talked to any of the Genesis folks yet, or Rainmaker folks, but I would love it. From running a business, I would sure love to be able to support that stuff.
Cool. Okay, Matt, thank you so much.
Sure.
This was really great. We appreciate your time. I know it's pretty late at night in Boston.
Yeah.
So, good night.
Yeah, no problem. And again, like if you guys want to just test out 2 out of the 3 products are free. So Symphony over at the themes, over at WordPress.org/themes, and then Note is WordPress.org/plugin/Note, and you can kind of play with those and sort of see what we got going on.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Good job with the Hangouts.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you.